Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to do the senior transfer option for NCAA 14. I've already used brute force from a PS3 file to decrypt it, change it to an MCO2 file, open the DB Editor 2.0, also known as Skulletors, open Zan's Dynasty config. Okay, open your MCO2 file. Alright, once your file loads, go up to File, and you click the Senior Transfer QB. This pops up the first time, you're just going to hit the X. Now you're going to go to the folder in which your editor is saved. Now there should be two CSV files, roster and transfer candidates. You can either open those in Excel or bring them into Google Sheets. Alright, I'll show you how to bring them into Google Sheets because that is what I use. Alright, so now you have your CSV files. Hit click open with Google Sheets. So I open up both. Okay, so the roster CSV, which you can open in Microsoft Excel as well. So this tells you these are all the roster spots that Air Force has open. Roster spot 72, 73. So you're going to need to know that. So for whatever team you want a guy to transfer to, you're going to have to find one of their open rosters. Okay, so here's a transfer candidates file. So this first column is going to be your player ID, which you're going to need to know. This is the player overall. So first name, last name, current team ID. I'm not sure what this list is. Maybe someone else can elaborate. But if you scroll down in this, you get all the QBs, or all the teams' QB depth chart. And so I would scroll through this and find, alright, where do I want this guy to transfer to? I'm going to write down his player ID. Okay, 1536. Scroll in here and find what team I'd like him to go to. So this is their overalls. So who's got really bad overalls? So let's just pick Boise State. Okay, now you go back to the roster and you look for Boise State. And you look at their open roster slots, so 840, and remember DeAndre Francois was 1536, so you go back to here, and you type in 1536 and 840, so the top is the player ID, the bottom is the roster slot number, and you hit OK, and he transfers. This can be done with any player you want to force a transfer. You're just going to have to use the DB editor, find their player ID in this column, and then use the roster CSV to find an open roster spot. And then you can force anybody to transfer. So let's go down here. We'll look at John Humphrey, his 6281. And we want him to transfer to Buffalo. So we go here, senior transfer QB. We're doing it with a wide receiver. Doesn't matter. John Humphrey was 6281, and the Buffalo spot was 1053. and you'd hit OK, and he'd transfer. I don't want him to transfer in my dynasty, but the idea of this editor was that it's a graduate quarterback program as to make it more realistic with what's going on in the NCAA in real life. But you can transfer whoever you want. After this, you would hit File, save your MCO2 file, then you would go back, change the extension for PS3, re-encrypt your file, put it on your USB, put it back in your console, and then these guys have transferred. That was my first time making a video, so I hope it's helpful for everyone, and apologize for kind of poor quality video.